Well, good morning. Let me get this thing here. Right at the end of the finale. Man, your strap comes. Murphy's Law is live and well here in the Guitar College studios. Anyway, welcome to another wonderful morning here. Well, it's almost noon. So anyway, here we are, another live chat. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. If you aren't here, we won't be either. So Andrew, thank you for joining us. And I got your little note about the Gibson solid form guitars. We're going to talk about that a little later. Thank you for sending that. And WC, hello. Yes, this is a nice guitar. This is another one of the Strombergs that I picked up 2-3 weeks ago. And I'm going to offer it up. I think we did a video on this. It's not out yet, but I wanted to show it to you. Easy playing. I took it on a little trip when we went over to where we used to live, and a friend of mine was there, and a wonderful guitarist. And man, he just loved this thing. It is a nice guitar. Let's see. So anyway, Gerhard, thank you for joining us from Norway. You'll Viking you. And then Lewis Taylor from Chicago. Thank you. Jimmy Rolfe is in the stadium. Welcome, Jimmy Rolfe. Kirby, how are you guys doing? What do I use to clean your guitars with? Well, just for a little clean, I have a Fender spray. If I do a deep clean, I use Meguiar's card wax. It's not really wax. It's a cleaner.
It's the Meguiar's cleaner wax.
Cleaner wax. It's better than the dirty wax that you use.
I don't know that you want to just throw straight up guitar wax on your...
Car wax, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To clean it. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Kirby, thanks, buddy. He sent me a $50 tip yesterday.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so, man, I really appreciate that, Kirby.
Thank you, Kirby.
Sweet. Thank you.
Very sweet of you. Wow, so Kirby, we have a lesson coming up here. We'll schedule it for next week, someday, soon. And let's see, London. We have somebody from London. England, let's see. England swings like a pendulum do. Bobby's on bicycles 2x2. Westminster Abbey, the Tower of Big Ben. Remember that tune? Roger Miller. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Lovely performance. That was a song. It's called... I just named it, Gail. I have so many songs in the can that I've never mixed. You know, I've got probably 18 Stumbleweed tunes and a whole bunch of jazz quartet things, and they've just been sitting around. So I've been putting it off for years, and now I'm getting into it. And one of the tunes, that's one of the tunes. We call it. Gail said it sounds like driving along the beach, so we called it PCH. That's a good name, don't you think, Wes? PCH?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, if you have PC in it, what does that mean? Politically correct? Or some drug or something? But
some drug?
Isn't PC a drug? No?
No.
What is it?
I mean, unless it's some drug that you know about that we all don't know about. Are you taking PC?
Well, I did.
Are you on PC right now?
Well, maybe. And so that reminds me, I didn't take my pill. Then also, so anyway, that was the band, and I took out the piano solo just because, you know, I didn't want to. It's a great piano solo. Didn't want to wait around while he plays piano, but I left the bass solo in. You just did a little piece of bass solo. And anyway, there's the tune. So I hope to have that done. So let me know what you guys thought of that tune. I think it's kind of cool. It's got some cool changes. It goes. And then it goes. Oh, no. Two, 5, See, it looks like it's going 2-5 of D minor, but it's going to F. Right? And then the bridge is right to D flat and then to C. Or G flat. And then back to our progression. Anyway, that's pretty cool. So anyway, so Wes, anybody comment about anything?
Well, yeah. Mark Guitar Guy says, Rich, what pickup came on the Gibson ES 165? I wanted to put a replacement pickup on my Eastman AR 371.
Well, it was, just a one of the Gibson things. What are they called? A 490, something like that?
I don't know.
What do they call those things? Wait a minute. It's in here. I know it is. It's in here. I can't think of it, though. I will think of it soon. See that power of positive thinking? So I think it's called, not a burst, a bucker. I don't know. But you know what I'd put on that guitar, and I think you'd be kind of happy, is a single coil Dragonfire pickup. Look them up on eBay. They're very inexpensive. Try putting that in there. Now, when you put a new pickup on, I just cut the wire here. I don't go back to the tone control. It's such a hassle, but it's kind of cheesy when you do that. But then sometimes I have put connectors so you can connect any pickup you want in there. And you can use car connectors or RCA connectors, whatever. Yeah, PC is Paul Chambers, right? So, Russell from London. Love and Show Guitars in chat. Thank you, Russell. So anyway, let's see, what else is new? We almost finished remodeling our bathroom for those following along. Put a new floor, new light fixtures yesterday, 3 of them, new faucet fixtures, 2 of them, new, paint, and took out the tub, put in a Whirlpool tub. And I tell you, it ain't easy. And Gail and I did it ourselves, and it's kind of funny. This should only take a couple weeks, maybe at the most. But then, yeah, only 2 weeks if you keep working on it every day. But since other things happen, it's been about 3 months, 2 or 3 months. So anyway, but finally it's done.
Yeah, you know who would have had that done really fast is a professional that you just pay to do it, and it's done, and you don't have to do anything. Might have been the way to go.
Well, I bought a book one time. It's called The Habits of Millionaires. One of the first things they say in there is millionaires are rarely do-it-yourselfers.
Yeah, I would imagine.
That's why I'm not a millionaire.
It just doesn't make sense if your time is that valuable.
It's not.
Well, you could have.
I could have made a lesson and made about $30.
Yeah, you could have bought more guitars and made money there. You could have practiced playing.
Yeah, I know.
You could have got a gig, maybe.
Yeah, gig.
Craig Saxon Music asks, how do you elevate the pickup ring off the soundboard as you are prone to do often?
With tiny little washers. They're tiny washers. They're just a couple millimeters high. I use used some brass ones. I've used some metal ones. I've used nylon ones. I've used tubing, nylon tubing, not nylon, plastic tubing. I just cut a little thing. So I've used all different things. They all seem to work good. The less conspicuous are just the little ones. And I got like brass ones when you have gold hardware, and then silver ones when you got silver hardware. So go down to the hardware store and just find the smallest washer you can find. And then good luck. Usually when I sell a guitar that I've done that to, it comes with 2 extra washers in the body that fell in there and I couldn't get them out. So you always have a backup. That was a joke. Pete.
Yeah, we need to do a video on the washer thing. I've been trying to figure out a time to do that, because that'd be a good video for sure.
It would be.
So one of these new guitars you get, I have to wait to do it till I'm here.
John says, have you switched from micro pro Yeah, and I'll tell you why, John, because they stopped making it, and so I'm looking for an alternative, and now I've got the Quilter Cub, which is over here, and that's nice. And then I got this Razor Edge with 2/8. It's nice too. So I haven't gigged. Well, I've taken this to a rehearsal. I haven't gigged with it, but I liked it at the rehearsal. And then I got a Mach 3, and I took that to a rehearsal. That was nice. I like the old little ones, man. But they're not making them anymore. So it's always nice to endorse, especially somebody in my case, because guys want them, and I like to be able to get them for them. So there you have it.
Russell from London asked, are there any favorite type of pickups you prefer?
You know, I really liked the Schaller pickups, the old Schallers that were in the Heritage. And then Rendell Wall took those and then tweaked them. And so they are called the HRWs. I really like those. The Seth Lover is nice, and so is the 59. The Seth Lover doesn't have potted coils, so it's when you tap on it, then these are potted. On this guitar, this Stromberg, this was made in Korea, okay? So the name was bought by a guy in the States that was made in Korea, and then Kent Armstrong made the pickups. It's got a Grover type tuners on it, and then this is made in the USA, the pickguard, and then the pots are all quality pots, Switchcraft, jack and stuff, and switch. So it's got all American, beautiful, high quality parts, but the body is made in Korea. So anyway, there you have it. So I like those pickups, and I like the Dragonfire pickups. I think for not only that, not even just for the money, they're a freaking hot pickup, man. It's nice. And I had them on a couple guitars. I have them still on one of my guitars. I don't have it. I took it off the L4 because we were going to do some comparing videos. I'm about ready to put them back on that.
You see you got another guitar just showed up?
Oh, really? You know what that is? That's the 803 15-inch. So I've got a couple guys waiting for that.
Wait,
so,
you got 2 people waiting for one guitar?
Well, yeah.
Highest bidder. Wait.
Well, people call me and say, hey, do you still have that 803 with the 15-inch? No, I sold that about year ago. And then they say, well, if you ever get another one, let me know. Okay. So, and then I mentioned last week one was coming in, and a fellow, I can't remember his name, real nice guy. He said, I want that when you get it. So, but other people have asked for them too, so I don't know.
Nice.
So you don't have to unpack that, Gail. You just leave it there. We got guitars coming out our yin yang. So, anyway.
Jim pointed out that the drug you were thinking of is PCP.
Oh, thanks, Jim. I knew you'd know.
In case you guys want to get together and do some PCP.
Whatever that is that what is that anyways, Wes?
That makes you go crazy.
Oh, does it?
Makes you feel like you can lift a car. It's some sort of animal tranquilizer. I don't know, but it gives you superpowers apparently.
Really? Oh, good. Yeah, I could use that trying to get out of bed in the morning.
Let's see. Robin Ray said an old thin guitar pick can be used to make the spacers for the pickup ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can use anything you want. It's hard to cut a little circle and drill a hole and all that in a guitar pick. So just go down and buy some washers. They're 25 cents each or 15 cents each, something. It's the installing that sometimes can be a little weird. I have a special tweezer that's an L, so you can get it and stick it under there and get it in. Okay, so there you have it. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this. Did you see look at this guitar here. I finally got this. This is a Guild 350, X350 Stratford, which is a town in central California. Anyway, it's got all these push buttons here. Right? I used to have an Etzel. It had the push button transmission. Also had a 64 Chrysler Imperial, which push button transmission. But anyway, so this is pickups 1, 2, and 3, then 1, 3, 2, 3, and then I forget what the last one was. But anyway, it gets some great sounds. When I got it, the action was about like this, and I'm like, yeah, God, no wonder the guy had to sell it. Anyway, so I had to really grind down this bridge here, if you see that. See that? See those slots? I had to make those slots. So grind that down, get the action. I haven't restrung it yet. Also, when I got it, it didn't work. So luckily, it was just a wire came off the jack. And now the tone control doesn't work. Other than that, it's in great shape. But no, it's been rode. It's been used a lot. And this thing got to weigh 10 pounds. But look at the back of the neck. You see how all chewed up it is? You see? And are you wondering why I don't really care about that? Because this particular neck is a V neck. And if you ever played one of these, they can really hurt your hand, I think, after a while, because you have to place your thumb differently on the guitar. It's mainly, I think, used for guys that put their thumb all the way around. Kind of fits right in this pocket of your hand. And, like the old Charlie Christians were made like this, and a lot of old Gibsons were made like that. So what I think I am going to do, and this is why I got this one and not necessarily a nice one, is because I want to sand down the neck. I want to take that V off and turn it into a D. And then I'll refinish the neck. So that's, of course, That's one of my projects. You know, maybe in the year 2028. But this thing sounds cool. I'll get some new strings on it and play it. It needs a little fretwork too. But other than that, it's in perfect shape. It's cool looking though, isn't it? It's a great, now let's play it. It's got a great blues sound, man. And the guy I got it from said, yeah, man, it's great for blues. I'm going to unplug this. I don't know if it matters here. It's I think it's a bitchin' guitar, really. Do the people still say that, Wes? Do you know? You weren't even born when they used to say that. That was a bad word on TV.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard that in a while.
All right, so here's the front pickup. Now here's the middle pickup. Here's the back pickup. Now check this out. Strat. Isn't that a trip? And then listen. Mrs. Brown, you've got a lovely daughter. Wow. Let's see. What was this sound? Paperback writer, paperback writer. Isn't that a cool sound? Yeah, the tone is wide open. And then, so it gets a lot of different sounds. So that's what I'm excited about the guitar. It'd be a good blues guitar.
Yeah, I mean, what was it made for? Country?
I don't know. Probably. So 1955, you know, rockabilly, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, the front, that front pickup doesn't sound like jazz.
No, it doesn't. Does it? You know the problem with me, I can't mute and play at the same time anymore. Anyway, there it is, the Stratford. Da 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 da. Cool, huh? So it's going to be, yeah, Gail said it weighs a ton. Right when I took it out, I said, honey, pick this up. It fell out of the chair. Any questions here, Wes?
Yeah, Jay Ingle asked Rich, have you ever had a Hoyer archtop? And your opinion?
No. No, but I've been looking at Levin, Levin, Swedish-made guitar. Those are kind of cool. But you gotta buy them from Sweden, you know, they're overseas. No, I never had one of those. I don't think I've even heard of them. Three on a Tree. Let's see, what else? Oh, so this guitar here, this just came to, this is a 1954 X. Everything's an X with Guild. Why is that? X50. The X50 was the first vintage guitar that, you know, that I had, that I bought. And then I had it refretted. And you know who did the fret job? Was Mike Lipke. Do you remember him? Did you know him, Wes? Mike Lipke worked for Hofner, and then he started Lipke Guitars. He's an artist. He was like an artist. If you can ever get one, he passed on, unfortunately. If you can ever get one of his guitars, they are freaking beautiful and great. So here's these are called stovetop knobs. See how they look? This pot needs a little help. It's like cranking I don't know. Like I said, I haven't worked on this yet. Maybe we'll wait on this.
It's like half as loud as the other one.
It is very soft, isn't it?
No, compared to that last one is loud, man.
Well, these strings aren't helping much either. He's got these phosphor bronze strings on here. Anyway, this came with a lift-in case, and yeah, the bridge is in the wrong spot. We got to work on that a little. But I wanted to show you that. So what else is new? You know what? We've got Theory for the Road is going on sale. Now, I don't know if you know what that is. It's a theory course that I put together many years ago that the point was you could do it in your car if you wanted to. It's CDs, you know, but now it's downloads. Because it's all mind games talking about memorizing music theory. It's very important that you have that right in your noggin. And we're going to do a little example of that in a little bit. But so it's on sale, and I forget how much it is.
It is it's 50% off. $19.99 down from $39.
Yeah, it's like a three-semester theory course. You know, if you went to JC College and took theory, geez. So I had one student that I know of, anyways, but he was the one that told me. He said, you know what, I did that, and I challenged a theory course and passed it. So in college. So I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. So theory, is really important for you to know. This particular guitar, the X150, a friend of mine really wanted it, and I don't know. A lot of other guys wanted it, so I'm just going to offer it up and get it out of here.
Yeah, because you have 2 of those now, right?
No, this is the only one. Oh, well, I have the A150.
Oh. What's the difference there?
Well, the A's got the floating pickup.
Gotcha.
And the solid top. This is laminate top. And this has the Imperial tuners on it. Put a man on the moon. How come they can't make a guitar just tune itself? They did. Gibson did. It went over like a turd in a punch bowl. I think that's funny. It's got that high-end shimmer, doesn't it? What is this hot girls and boys video chat? What the heck is all that? Is that you, Wes? Did you put that on there?
Yeah, I'm searching for stuff back here.
Give it a break, guy. Jeez, I hate that. Some guy is over there in China doing that, huh? Thanks for ruining our live stream. Isn't that got a nice sound? All right. So Theory for the Road, we went over the guitars, and there you have it. Ann says, can't say bitch guitar, negative connotation for the female guitar players. Very good. Okay. You're right, Ann. I guess I can't say that. I don't know. What a bitch. Not you. It's the fact that I can't say it. Not you. You're wonderful. Okay. Wes, do you want to go over to reverb?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to do a lesson?
Do a lesson first so I can get rid of all these stupid chat things.
Okay. Or I could play a song.
Pick one and go for it.
And do it. Can you mix the song? This is going to be a hotter track. Yeah, let's do a lesson. All right, so since we talked about Theory for the Road, some of the mind games that you need to, little tricks to find out the scale degrees. Let me start over. All right, this is taken from Theory for the Road. One of the things that you can do and you learn how to do in that program is little tricks so you can know the scale degrees of every key. All right, so when we first look at a scale, the scale goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and repeats, right? It goes whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Now, it's actually whole step, half step. That's called a tetrachord. And then it goes with another whole step in between it. So another whole step and then another tetrachord. So let me illustrate. A whole step, a whole step, a whole step, then a half step. So there's my tetrachord. My next tetrachord now starts here on D. So this is a tetrachord. All right. So that's just one little tidbit of information. Now, when we talk about the scale degrees, we've got 1 and 2. 2 is synonymous if you add 7. It's the 9th, okay? So if I said, what's the 9th of G? It's quite simple. You don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 9 is the same as 2, just an octave higher. So A is the ninth, okay? All right, so now what is the flat 9 of G? Well, the flat 9 is the flat 2, right? So that would be A flat. What is the sharp 9 of G? Okay? Use your guitar in your mind's eye, you know. So there's the sharp 9, which is B flat. Now, is that the same as a minor third? Yes, it's like a minor third. But the difference is it would generally be an octave higher, and it would be stacked on top of the chord, so you'd get this sound. Okay. All right, so we want to know what the flat 9 is and the sharp 9 and the 9. And now we do want to know the third, right? So the third is pretty easy if you know your ABCs, right? So let's take the key of A. It goes A, B, C. We know it's some kind of C. Now we have to say to ourselves, is it C flat? Is it C sharp? Is it C natural? So now you have to say to yourself, is this third what?
Well, it's in there C flat.
Well, yeah, there is C flat. It's inharmonic with B. But, okay, we have to say to ourselves, is the third a whole step above the second? Okay? So we have to make it a whole step above the second. So you first count 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Now, is this C a whole step above the B? No, so it's got to be C sharp. Let's take another key, the key of D flat. All right, so D, E, F. Okay, so D flat, E flat, F. Okay, now is this a whole step above? Yes, it is. So we're golden. That's what the third is, okay? All right, so what's the 10th of the key of D flat? Well, the third plus the 7 is 10, right? So the difference is between a third and a 10th is this. Here's a D flat. A third is here. A 10th is here. This is like Blackbird. Okay, those are 10ths. All right, now, how about a fourth? How do we find the fourth of a key? Well, instead of using our fingers, let's use the guitar neck. A fourth is always a same fret above on the next string. So I would say, okay, what is the fourth of B flat? I find a B flat, and I go, oh, it's E flat, okay? So obviously it's very helpful to use your guitar in that case. Okay. Now, what is an 11? An 11 is 4 plus 7, so it's an octave higher. So the 11 of B flat is E flat. Okay, that would be, okay, like that. All right, now how do I find the fifth? Well, the fifth, you can go two ways. If I go like a power chord, there's my fifth. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's the fifth. I could go power chord like that, okay? Now, here's a tricky thing that's easy to do, and that is this. If F is the fifth of B flat, remember a fifth is an inverted fourth. So let me illustrate. So this is, here's B flat to F, that's a fifth. This B flat to F is a fourth. So the fifth of any chord or any note that is on this string, the fifth is below. It's a fourth below, which is a fifth above. So if I go backwards, that'll tell me what the fifth is. So if I want to know, hey, what is the fifth of G flat? Okay, here's a G flat. The fifth of G flat is, D flat. Okay. Got it? Or I could go this way. So whatever is easiest for you to think of. All right, so now once we have the 5, okay, here I am in the key of G flat. Let's move now to the key of A. So E is the fifth of A. So it's a fourth above this A, or, excuse me, a fifth above this A, or a fourth below this A. So now if I say, what is the flat 5? Use your guitar in your mind. The flat 5 is E flat, okay? What is the sharp 5? F. Okay? So, when I could test myself, I might want to go, the root of A is A. The flat 9 of A is B flat. The 9th is B. The sharp 9 is C. The 11th or 4th is D. The flat 5 is E flat. The 5th is E. The sharp 5 is F. Okay. All right, now let's go up to the top here. How do I find the 7th? All right, the 7th in your mind, if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's a half step below the root, right? So if this is A, the 7th is G sharp. Okay, very easy, right? Remember, you can't call this A flat in the key of A. You call it G sharp because it has to have the letter note. The letter note of G whatever, okay? G something, G sharp, okay? So whenever you're trying to find the 7th, go down a half step from the root. So what's the 7th of D? C sharp. Easy, right? Half step below the root. Okay. Now, what's the flat 7? Flat 7's easy too. It's a whole step below the root. What's the flat 7 of E? It's got to be a D, right? D. Right. Okay. So, key of E, D sharp. So it's just a whole step below. So you want to play little mind games, and these Theory for the Road will help you do that. Now, the very last thing is the 6th. The 6 plus the 7, 6 plus 7 is, what is that, Wes?
13.
Very good. See, you went to school. So the 13 is the same as the 6. How do I find the 6? Is it easier to count up? Or is it easier to count down? It's very easy to count down, right? So you go down the scale instead of up the scale. So A, G sharp, S sharp. Okay? So that's my 13th. What's the difference? Here's the 6. 13th's way up here. 6 plus 7. So, there's a 13. Okay? Now, if I say, what note is this relative to the key? Remember, F sharp, a minor third above is going to give me the root. Okay? So, if F sharp is the 13th, what's the root? A. Okay? If B is the 13, what's the root? D. Simple. kind of. All right, those little tricks, and if you could take a key and just try to do all of those intervals, I think it makes the guitar, it opens up chords and all that stuff. So I hope you enjoyed that.
So when you're, in terms of the theory for the road thing, how much of that you just explained, is that just one lesson, or is that part of one lesson, or?
Yeah, that's just, one lesson, one idea part of it. That's about that much of this.
Like what percentage? 80%? Or
No,
20,
no, like
20?
No, like
10?
3,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
But so the other thing is when you talk about you're training your ear training goes hand in hand with theory. You have to have theory to have good ear training. Okay, and if you in the beginning start making picture associations with sounds, you'll find that, wow, I can recognize a sound. And we'll do that some other time. But for instance, a minor third is a happy, bright sound. Picture in your mind whatever it is, a happy, bright sound. What is that? What is that picture that you can hang that sound onto? A happy face. Believe it or not, when you hear this sound, that happy face will pick up in your mind. And then you'll know, oh, happy face, boom. That's a major third. What about this? Sad face.
Ooh, sad face.
Sad face. That's a minor third. Okay? So, you hear this sound? All sad faces. How about this sound? What sound is that?
Is that like awkward face? Like, huh?
No, man, that's like a happy face. Jeez. Okay, how do you access theory for the road code? Gail will probably put on a link there. All right, Wes, your turn.
What am I supposed to do? Read some comments, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
Rich, there's a comment here from Cerrone Dragon. Rich, could you say a few things about Howard Roberts and the amazing times that you guys had together?
I only met him once. I was at GIT 3 years. I only saw him once. So I never had any amazing times with Howard. We tried to get Jay Roberts. I've been messing. I lost his phone number. Oh, I forgot to look in that one book. So we'll get Jay on here someday to do a little thing. But I didn't know Howard. Mitch knew Howard very well, and other guys, but I never knew. I've heard a lot of stories about him, which some of them probably should not be repeated. Okay. How do we access? Okay.
Hold on, I'm getting him the link here. Let's see, Russell in London. Here you go, buddy. Boom. Yeah. So anyway, now don't you? How about a song? Don't you have a song we can do?
Yes, it's been on my list for about 4 of these live streams, 4 weeks.
Sweet. Let's knock it out.
Oh no. There. God dang it. How come now this thing failed?
What? The track?
Yeah. Let me see if it's over in this other spot. Stop. Unbelievable.
Well, you need to get like clown music to play while you're some ragtime
Well, you could
music.
Why don't you get a slide whistle?
All right. I need a panel of buttons back here with like wah wah wah. It's a great idea.
Okay, this is the old version of the track. Okay, you ready, Wes?
Sure.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I need a little more guitar, I think, in my... Whoops. Turn down the guitar here. Well, that was Up Jump Spring. That's kind of a cool one, isn't it? What do you think?
Yeah, it was good.
Let's play it again. You want to play it again?
Sure. Yeah, do it.
Hey, Wes, let's play that again. What do you?
Nah, I think 2 is enough. That was good.
That's a trippy song, isn't it?
It's a good song, yeah.
Freddie Hubbard, up, jump, spring.
So was that? Did someone sing that? Does that have words to it?
I don't really know that. It sounds like it should, huh?
Well, I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out, is what it would be like if someone was singing that.
Dee dee ba dee bop, Scooby Doo bop ba dee bop.
Just scatting through the whole thing.
Scooby Doo. I'm sure maybe it's got words. If not, somebody ought to write one. Write some words to it. I don't know. It's a great little tune.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's nice about it's simple, but it's got little twists in it. And I like that. You know, like in the bridge, it goes G minor to a C, F, and then the D, B minor, and then A flat minor. You know? Isn't that cool sound? And even in the verse, it's B flat G, C, D7, G, F minor, and then E minor. Yeah, I play that chord. And then D minor to E flat minor, D minor, E flat minor, and then C minor 11. And then at the very end, the third ending, deceptive cadence, and then a resolution.
Robin Ray said Ella Fitzgerald, and I'm assuming he's saying that. But
well, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Here. So you weren't far off with the scatting.
Time, I gotta look at you. All at once I was heady, a gaze strong and steady made sounds of the patter grow dim. For up jump springtime, and love came on in. Now my heart wants to cheer, life's sweet promise is here, and life is a lovely thing. Now we're sweethearts together, like bird and a feather. Our love is
Nice.
as free as the wind.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting for sure. Huh. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay. Boy, she's got a low springtime. She's got a low voice, doesn't she?
Yeah.
All right, so Chris's guitar show. Chris, you got a guitar show? Are you sliding the chord or an octave? Am I sliding the chord? Yeah, absolutely. Slide. That's we like to slide. All right, so thank you, Ann, for that question. All right, your turn.
You didn't want guitar news?
Yeah.
Probably time, right, for that?
Yeah. We got to get going here. We've been doing this an hour now, and we're not even halfway through. We got to go.
We're not even halfway through. What else you got? No, we're more than halfway through, buddy. Because I gotta go.
Well, go.
All right, guitar news. Got a few quick things here. So, you know the band Metallica, right?
Oh yeah, I love them.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the vocalist James Hetfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he great. You might have a future in growl metal, as they call it, as the kids call it. Anyway, James Hetfield now has his own custom set of strings from Ernie Ball.
Oh, nice.
One of the few people that have a signature string now. They're called Papa Het's Hardwired Master Core Signature Strings. It's a previously unreleased gauge combo that Hetfield prefers: 11, 14, 18, 28, 38, and 50. So they have this master core inside, which means it's a heavier core to wrap ratio. Helps get you that thick, chunky sound that you love from Metallica so much.
Mm-hmm.
So they are wound strings wrapped in a Paradigm Plasma enhanced nickel-plated steel around ultra-high strength tin-plated steel hex core. That's how Ernie Ball describes it, which is interesting.
Wow, that's cool.
But another cool aspect of it, which I think is
your camera froze. It's frozen here.
Oh no. No, I'm on the website.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
You always do that.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, maybe I am. I don't know. Am I frozen?
I'm not.
Let's see. Hold on. No, I'm not frozen. Thanks for that, though. Anyway, this is a cool thing that I thought was cool about them is instead of the coming in the usual packaging that you just throw it away,
right?
They come in this tin. This little tin thing.
Oh, that's nice.
And you get 3 packs inside of that tin.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty interesting. I think that's a good idea. Here's a quick little thing on these strings here from YouTube. Okay, why aren't here we go.
Come on.
Here we go.
It's only taken 40 years for me to have my own strings, Come on. The heavy core is a major milestone in strings. Heavy.
Let me replay that. Sorry, I'm all.
It's only taken 40 years for me to have my own strings, Come on. The heavy core was a major milestone in strings. Heavy. I want heavy.
There you go, heavy. I want heavy.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, that's a little YouTube promo for it. He did say this. He says, with all the companies we're super proud to be with Ernie Ball, for them to take on the challenge of, hey, I've got an idea. Can you do this? They have stepped up to the challenge, and he's just super proud of this new partnership. So good for him. If you want to buy a set of these strings, they are available on Metallica's website for now. So you can only get them through Metallica.com, which is also kind of interesting. Apparently stores are going to start getting them starting on May 10th. And there you go. You can start stringing your guitars with the super chunky.
Robin says the barbed wire set for the kids.
All right, let's see. If you're into blues guitar, then this might come as some sad news to you. Well-known blues guitarist, Guitar Shorty, has died. He died last week, the age of 87, from natural causes. So this guy was a huge influence on Jimi Hendrix and had a pretty good career. Let's see, I got a clip of him playing Hey Joe here. So he's just a bona fide blues guy who's been around for a while. Let's see, he toured with Ray Charles at his early on in his career. He also played with Walter Johnson's 18-piece orchestra. I don't know if you know who Walter Johnson is.
No, I heard he's got an 18-piece orchestra.
Yeah, well, he was a teenager, so Blues Shorty was or Guitar Shorty was a teenager when he got together with them. So, and then he also played with Guitar Slim. So you had Guitar Slim teaming up with Guitar Shorty. They went on the road together. So the thing is, Guitar Slim was known for doing all these wild antics on stage, and so when Guitar Shorty joined that band, he started trying to outdo Guitar Slim a little bit and started doing somersaults and stuff and backflips and stuff on the stage. And so after he was on the road, he settled in Seattle, where he became friends with Jimi Hendrix. Guitar Shorty's wild stage antics left a big mark on Jimi Hendrix. Jimmy had told Guitar Shorty that one of the reasons that Jimmy would set his guitar on fire on stage was because Jimmy couldn't do the backflips and the somersaults that Guitar Shorty could pull off on stage. So I found a clip. So check this out. This is pretty cool. Watch this guy go.
A jazz concert.
So that's one of his little tricks on there, which is I could see you trying to pull that off. This one is pretty interesting. Check out this one. This one's even better. There you go. So yeah, I mean, the guy did some pretty amazing stuff, and he appears to not miss a beat on some of those things. So yeah, the guy was a huge influence on the blues guitar community over the last 4 decades. So sad to see him go, and you just don't see many guys doing flips like that on stage, especially, I mean, maybe in the rock, heavy metal, genre, but blues.
I've never seen anybody do that.
Yeah.
I remember the leader of the Dick Clark band. He said, Chuck Berry, he gets more applause when he does his dance than he does his playing. the duck walk.
I'm unfamiliar with the duck walk.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, I don't know.
How can you? What?
I mean,
whose kid are you?
You know how hard. I don't listen to a lot of Chuck Berry. All right. Anyway, let's see. Got another story here. Reverend Guitars, which we think are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I think
the
they're great.
Owner Joe Naylor, is that
Yeah.
his name? Yeah. So you know him pretty well.
Yes, I do.
Definitely given you a few guitars to play over the years. Well, they just released another guitar for Billy Corgan, who is the singer for the Smashing Pumpkins, another band that you love a lot, the Smashing Pumpkins, right? So anyway, check this thing out though. Isn't that a cool looking guitar right there?
Yep.
I do love the Reverend designs. I think they're really cool. This one right here is the Reverend Billy Corgan Z1 Very cool looking. It's got an alder body that creates a nice thick tone. Deep cutaways provide easy access to the higher frets. It's a total rock guitar. Chambered body topped with an aluminum pickguard, which is different. And it's got those bright, super chromed out pickup covers. Those are Railhammer Z1 pickups that have just a super fat mid-range, apparently. That is great for a rock guitar. No word yet on the price of this guitar, but it's the third actual guitar that Reverend has made for Billy Corgan. Here's the other one of the other ones, the Billy Corgan signature. Also a pretty cool looking guitar, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I love the added aluminum on that one too. It's kind of all spaced out and stuff. That it looks very cool. So there you go. You can get a new Reverend guitar from your favorite band, Smashing Pumpkins. And then finally, let's see, we got one last story here, and this is a follow-up story to last week about Gibson Guitars not having a big presence in the performers at Coachella, which recently took place down in Southern California. So this all started with this post on this guitar, the gear page, guitar forum, the gearpage.net, post entitled Gibson Might Be in Trouble. Let me read it to you. After watching several bands this past weekend at Coachella, one thing was obvious.
Oh, you did that last week.
Yeah, thanks. And I already said that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, are you serious?
No, I'm not.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, if you're going to interrupt me, at least make it be funny, you know?
Oh.
Like, God.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That was not even funny. All right, here's what he said. After watching several bands this past weekend at Coachella, one thing was obvious. None of the kids these days are playing Gibsons. I saw a couple of Les Pauls, but they were only used for a few songs. The vast majority of bands were all Fender, a fair amount of Tellys, Strats, and Mustangs, but Jazzmasters dominated. He says, I'm not saying Gibson is in trouble today, but older people think Gibsons are cool today, mostly because of what pop stars of 30, 50 years ago were playing. It's not a good sign for Gibson's future. Well, Variety magazine picked up the story, and they talked with some artists and executive with Fender about why there were so many Fender guitars at Coachella. Matt Watts, the SVP of marketing, says, the main reason there's so many Fenders around is because Fender cares a lot more about catering to the next generation than Gibson does. He says, quote, Fender's presence on stages has been explosive, which is the culmination of years of supporting the next generation of artists and listening to the needs of the fans and players who support them. Whether they are first-time learners or festival headliners, Fender is built on the foundation of putting artists and players first. We're constantly inspired by where music and guitars are headed and are especially excited to champion so many diverse artists. So I agree with him. I think Fender does do a better job of teaming up with, especially teaming up with artists who are kind of younger and more relevant to the next generation, which makes the younger generation want to play those guitars. They team up with guys like Shawn Mendes, Conan Gray. Those are like straight up pop singers who play guitar. And then Tom Morello, of course, from Rage Against the Machine. I mean, he's a guy that I've listened to since I was growing up. Plus, Fender also has all this technology that it uses to its advantage. And we all know that young people love tech and love apps. Fender has this Fender Play app, which is an all-in-one learning platform for guitar, bass, and ukulele. It has a vast library of songs. I mean, stuff from the Rolling Stones all the way up to Green Day to like Billie Eilish. Like, you're not going to find Billie Eilish, who's like one of the premier pop artists out right now, doing anything with Gibson. Mm-hmm. You know, you see Gibson teaming up with guys like, or bands like Kiss, you know, and all these classic rock kind of bands. So it's irrelevant to the next generation. I mean, I don't know. No one I know listens to Kiss, and I definitely know no one younger than me does. So I don't know. Fender also just launched an online beginners hub, which caters to younger guitar players who need help with tips, tools, apps, and advice on everything from choosing your first guitar to playing your first riff. And I was just poking around on this Fender page and look at even this little thing that pops up right here on the corner. It says beginner, ask me a question. So I just, you don't see that kind of stuff happening with Gibson, which I think is why that they're natural, like young people just naturally kind of gravitate towards Fender, because it is geared towards younger people. But that just means that when all these young people get older and they have money finally, they're still probably going to be buying a bunch of Fender gear. So anyway, and then also one other last point I do want to make about Fender is, when you comes to electric guitars, Fender guitars feel better in your hands than Gibson. Like a Gibson Les Paul is heavy, it's kind of awkward. You know, it's super hard to play a Les Paul when you're just sitting down with no strap on. It like wants to slide off of your leg. It's just, they're weird and they're heavy and they're bulky and but you pick up a Fender and you're like, oh yeah, this thing feels great. And maybe the tone might not be as good as a Gibson, but for like nowadays, you don't need the guitar to even have a good tone, because there's so much like technology and amps and pedals and plugins to make your guitar sound however the hell you want. So it doesn't even matter. Like none of these bands are plugging it in and going like, oh, I want that true tone. They all have like 100 pedals. They're using like 100 plugins on their recordings. Their amps have simulators all over them, and so the tone. One guy puts it like, you can find workarounds to get the tone you need, but feel is feel. You can't work around the feel of a guitar, you know?
Yeah, true.
So anyway, the debate rages on, but Stagecoach Festival is one of the big premier country music festivals. It's taking place, starts tomorrow down near where Coachella takes place. Starts tomorrow, and I bet you're going to see a lot more Gibsons down at that festival than you will see Fenders. I mean, the country guys don't like that. You don't see a lot of Fender guitar players unless a Telecaster.
Yeah.
But that's about it. So wouldn't you rather have the popularity of the country crowd anyway? Because country music is way more popular than rock, hands down, for sure. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe Gibson isn't doing such a bad job because.
Well, Gibson's got a few things going for it. One of it is it makes great acoustic guitars.
Yeah, Fender's acoustics are not good. That is for sure.
The thing that Fender has got, they make great amps. They make amps. Gibson doesn't make amps. So, you know, there's the Gibson, the Fender guitar married to a Fender amp is a real cool sound, you know. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. But all that stuff is so, I don't know. Wes, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
You know, yeah. So, Gibson, yeah, I see what he's saying about that. It only takes one artist to come along. What was it, Lenny Kravitz? Wasn't he a Gibson guy?
Yeah, he played like a flying V type of thing for a while. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. All those pedals and all that stuff. Oh man, it's such a. I just went through that because I was preparing a piece that was for this little big band, and it was a blues sounding thing.
And so I was going through my pedals and the amps, and you know what sounded the best to me was that Tau Farlow with flat wound strings. And I was playing with that, and I thought, wow, this sounds really good because they're fat strings. And that heavy metal guy from Kiss, he's right. You know, you have those big fat strings, but you can't bend them. So what those guys do is they tune down a whole step. You know, Stevie Ray Vaughan did that, I think. So you tune down, then you got a good thing.
Right.
I don't know. It's weird. Good job, Wes. Sorry I interrupted you, but I thought, oh no, he's going to do the same story again. I was going to save you.
Yeah, it turns out I can remember past 1 week.
See,
unlike you.
I'm measuring, yeah.
I know you already forgot about last week's guitar news segment, but
Yeah. I thought I heard that story before. It's hard to. You're gonna have to look for some jazz stuff.
hey, you know what? You can go ahead and find me all the stories that you want, and feed them my way because, you know, I'm gonna say right now, doing news is super hard when there's no news.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So it's like news just sucks altogether because when there's no news, then you got to dig and scrape and try to make something out of nothing. But then when there's a ton of news, you're just busy. You're so busy. You can't think about anything else. You got to get the story out. Got to do this and that. So news just is exhausting. Even guitar news. So yeah, feel free to look around and find me stories so I'm not searching for them.
Okay. Well, it goes to the listeners out there too. Well, that reminds me, speaking of Gibson, Wes, go in your link there. Do you see that link talking about the Gibson prototype and the Gibson solid formed arch top?
Yeah. I think this.
So they came out with this actually like
Is this
6
what you're
years
talking
ago or so. Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah, that's the prototype, but then there's another link too. And what that is, they're talking about a solid formed arch top. So it's a solid piece of wood. Now I believe it's two pieces of wood stuck together, not laminate, but you know it's not one. The way I read it, go to that other link, Wes, if you can, the one that's above that, or below it, Gibson solid formed arch top.
This one?
Yeah. So there it is, and it's funny because they didn't name the damn thing. You know, you got to put a name on the thing. I don't even know what it's called, and it doesn't have a number, it doesn't have a name. But it's a solid form guitar, which I believe what they do is they take a solid piece of wood and they press it. I don't know if they soak it or something maybe, and put it in a press to form the arch. And it requires like a third amount. They save a third of the wood.
Huh.
But so I've never heard one. I've never played one. I'm sure they sound good, you know. And, you know, I don't know. So maybe if they can crank those out, maybe the jazz market will open up. But these came out like 6 years ago, and I've never seen one, never heard of one until today when Andrew sent me that link. And then I started looking at the link, and I thought, oh, yeah, I remember this. But so like this guitar here. See, this is a laminate guitar. So what they do is they have a piece of wood, a little tiny thin piece of wood. They put it in a press, and they press it down. Put a bunch of glue on it, put another piece of wood and press it down, put another piece of wood and press it down. They do it 3 or 4 times, maybe even more. Then they got a piece of wood that's arched, and then they cut the guitar out, okay? So that's a long process. Arch top guitar that's hand carved, you got a piece of wood about this big, and then they've already got they carve out the arch, so they have to carve it out. So you got a piece of wood that started like this, now it ends up like this, you see? So this new thing they got going, they can take this piece of wood that's only like this and put it in the press. I don't know how they do it. It's a patented thing, and then they press that. So it's probably just as good as a carved. Who knows? Maybe it's better. I don't know. But I never heard anything, whatever happened to them. I've never heard anybody play one, anybody sell one, or anything. And like I said, the guitar doesn't even have a freaking name.
Jim said that it's called the Gibson Venetian.
Well, that's just the cutaway. Is it? Who said that?
Jim.
Jim Rolfe?
They call it, the solid
form. The Venetian.
17-inch hollow body Venetian.
Yeah, well, hey guys, did you guys check out the solid form? Oh, $7,000.
Yeah, maybe that's why you haven't heard or seen many of them, because no one bought them. And that was in 6 years ago. Yeah. So, gosh, what are they priced
10.
at now? 10?
Yeah.
I mean, it is cool. It's a cool looking guitar for sure. I mean,
it is cool.
And I bet it sounds pretty good with that. Is that a floating pickup there?
Yeah. I was reading some stuff about it, and they said it was not a Johnny Smith. It was some other thing, but then some other guy took it all apart and said, "Oh, that's a blood Johnny Smith," and whatever. I don't know. So who knows? Who knows? But isn't that interesting?
That is a cool guitar for sure. Yeah, maybe you'll have to start poking around on Reverb and seeing if you could find a Gibson Venetian. Type that in.
Yeah.
See what pops up. I mean, obviously they're going to be. That's so expensive. Like for $7,000, wouldn't you rather have like a Tal Farlow or something that's known?
Well, you would buy.
Or a Johnny Smith even.
Yeah, yeah, you're getting. Yeah.
I mean, I bet you could find one for $7,000.
Yeah, it's closer to $8,000. So one of the things that if I had that much money like that, and I'm looking at a guitar, do I want this new thing for $7,000 that has no proven resale value or anything, or should I just go buy, put another $1,000 with it and buy an L5 or something?
Right. That's that's a tough.
Oh, the one the guy sent me is for sale on that link for $4,000.
Yeah, but it looks, it's the prototype, right?
Yeah.
It looks different. Is that a floating pickup?
Well, no, that's a Charlie Christian set in Charlie Christian.
Plus it has this.
Yeah, that's the cutaway.
I know, but it's different.
Florentine, right, it's different than the others.
Than that.
Yeah.
But I muted you.
Oh, thanks.
You can't hear. Your guitar's loud, and you can't hear when you talk while you play and talk at the same time.
All right, I'll turn it down over here.
Like what you hear isn't what people hear.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean? Like
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, you got a different mix.
All right, since you're on Reverb there,
mm-hmm.
You know the Jim Triggs we showed last week, the L5 that we showed last week?
I don't think we showed this last week, but here it is.
Yeah, it's sold. So I thought we showed it.
No. You can't even remember your own stuff that you do last week.
Yeah, we showed it. It was on the list. Anyway, Jim worked for Gibson, and he makes his own guitars now.
Oh, nice.
But that was a hell of a deal, because that is essentially an L5.
Yeah, that's cool. That headstock has his little name on there. That's sweet.
Yeah. So there's that other link I sent you with the 76 Benedetto. Yeah, look at this is a trippy
Look at
guitar.
that headstock.
Yeah, Bob Benedetto put this neck on a Howard Roberts, on a 66 Howard Roberts, or 65. Isn't that a trip?
Wow.
And and it was played and owned by George Barnes. There's George Barnes playing it. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's
And it's for sale.
cool.
It's got a D-Armond. Look at that.
Geez, that neck is elaborate.
Oh, you know what else I wanted to, going back to, well, let's finish this and then we'll talk about that other Gibson. So look at all the finish cracks in there. But isn't that a cool looking guitar?
It looks so weird with this tailpiece on there. It does not fit. Like,
yeah, that's like the Eastman tailpiece.
Right,
on there.
yeah.
Oh, that's a Bob Benedetto tailpiece too.
Yeah, interesting. So
Yeah.
$6,000, huh?
Yeah.
Not bad. It's got a story behind it. You know what they say on Pawn Stars, right? It's all about the story. It's all about the story.
It's all about the story, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that one's got 2 guitars in one and the good story about Jim Barnes with the picture too, proof that he had it. Look at this picture.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
But go back to the, if you don't mind, go back to that Venetian guitar. Because if you go back down to the neck where it talks about what the neck is made out of,
Neck.
I think you passed it.
Tuning keys.
Hardware, pickups.
Electronics. Finishes. Ooh, neck fit.
Neck.
Mahogany. 3
Okay,
pieces.
it's a 3-piece mahogany neck. Now, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, wait a minute. It doesn't look like a 3-piece neck. So here's the deal. What is it? Peg head. See what it says there? What does it say under headstock angle?
17 degrees.
Yeah, but...
Headstock is grafted to the neck
Aha.
shaft, which also runs in a continuous grain, ensuring strength where a guitar is typically vulnerable and further enhancing the guitar's overall sound and performance. Where the neck meets the body, the heel block is precision glued to the neck shaft and features a precision dovetail joint. So that just means, that's a cheaper neck, right?
Well, look at
that's like the neck on that,
this Stromberg.
the Stromberg, yeah.
Yeah, look at. So on this neck, it's the same thing. Okay, so what they do is they cut this here and they flip it over, and now they made a, and then down at the bottom, so it saves wood.
Wait, so is that what they mean by 3-piece neck?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what they mean. It's a 3-piece neck. 1, 2, 3.
Right. Oh, there you should start.
Unless I'm wrong, but I'm like, what the heck?
Well, I don't know. Maybe that they definitely do not give you a clear shot.
They don't give you a good picture of the neck.
Back of the neck. So
No.
that's generic and kind of lame. Oh man, another call out on Gibson. Like, what the heck, man?
I'd hate to be that Gibson. I'd hate to be in charge of that company.
But I don't know. Why would you say that if it's not?
And if that is true, how come you're not passing the savings on to the consumer?
Right.
But $6,000 or $7,000 might be passing the savings on, right?
How is that?
In other words, if it didn't have all that, it would be 12.
Oh, gotcha.
Who knows? I don't know. Yeah, scarfing joint. Yeah, you're right. It's a scarfing joint.
Wow, that's something.
It is. And I left my lesson for my licks at home up in the studio. You know what? We're going to end here. I forgot. I was going to show diminished lick number 5, but I left it somewhere.
Can you play Lady Madonna?
Sure. You want me to play it?
Yeah, we
Maybe. Not at any one time will the hands leave the arm. Something like that. Let me try that again. I'm just kidding. Okay, so there's Lady Madonna.
Let's see. I got a few more comments here. Jay Ingle, doesn't Fender own Guild?
Well, they used to. Now Guild is owned by Cordova. And so they, you know, Fender bought Guild, and it kind of, you know, it was a short-lived thing. So anyway, hi, Pat Evans. What? Actually in Maui? What the heck?
Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, so we had another song. Oh, the should we do a Dominion? Nah, let's do
Wait, what song is this?
This is the Nearness of You. Some reason I feel like the volume is off on this. Just
Well, do you need more of something? You gotta tell me.
well, I can just turn it up here. That's funny. Anyway, that was the Nearness of You, kind of with a crazy ending. So, Wes, I think we probably ought to call it a day.
Yeah, there's a few more comments here that I want to get to, though. Gearhard is wondering what a Venetian cutout is. Can you?
Cutaway?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the sharp one, right? There's Florentine and Venetian. You know, Venetian, I think, is the sharp one, and Florentine, I get them mixed up all the time.
No, I think it would be the opposite, but.
Venetian is the round one.
Right.
And the Florentine is the cut one.
Right.
Okay.
So that's just the part that's cut out there. Like, show them on that guitar where it's cut
Yeah,
out.
right here. You know. Now, when
opposed to
when it's a sharp cutaway, you actually have a little more access to the top. Okay, because this is in the way right here. See.
And so that's opposed to this guitar that does not have a cutout.
Well, that doesn't have any cutout,
Right.
so that's neither.
Right. So it's just that referring to that cutout part.
Right, just this,
Yeah.
the cutout.
So there you go.
There
And
you go.
Mick Mac says, this funny comment here, I went to a rock guitarist with a 335 model guitar and he told me that it was a jazz guitar. I went to a jazz player and he told me that the 335 was a rock guitar.
That's true. That's a friend of mine, or not, a fella emailed me and said, I bought a 335 copy, and I want to get that jazz sound. Should I put these strings on and all that and stuff? And I said, yeah, that gets you closer, but you got to have a fat body guitar to get the jazz sound. So, if you the versatility of a 335 is nice because it does have a nice, real, you can sound jazzy, but so can a Stratocaster. Really, it is. It depends on how you set the knobs, but so it doesn't sound like a real jazz guitar if you put it right next to one.
Yeah.
So anyway. I'm going to thank everybody for joining us. It's been, I think, fun.
Did you see Pat Evans' comment that he rented a L00 Epiphone Gibson to keep preparing for camp while he's in Hawaii?
Oh, no. You rented on. Huh. Crush walnuts. Yeah. Yeah, those... If they're not set up right, good God. Hard to play. So anyway, we'll see you later, and thanks again for joining us, and it's been a pleasure. We'll do it again. Thank you, Wes, and thank you, Gail, for your comments, honey, and I think that's about it. Here's our theme song. Bye for now. Thanks again, you guys. We'll hope to see you soon.